Hi everyone, so today's video is another first impression slash review plus tutorial of another eyeshadow palette, and this one is particularly exciting because when I seen this palette I fell in love with it. So I'm sure some of you might have guessed, but the video is going to be on the Urban Decay Alice in Wonderland palette, and I'm sure lots of you have seen this floating around. It's been all over social media because it's beautiful. The packaging alone is stunning. I just knew once I seen this that I had to buy it. I just wanted to get this palette to kind of try it out, and I feel like I would have had serious FOMO, fear of missing out, if I hadn't bought it. So yeah. So this palette is available from Debenhams.ie. You can buy it in Debenhams stores and you can get it in House of Fraser, and it is €49, and you get 20 shadows and a brush for that, which is really good. So when you get the palette, you get it in a little box, and on the back is all the shades, and like each section stands for a character in the movie, and I'll show you that in a minute once I show you the actual shades. But when you first get it, you open it up and there is a gorgeous mirror. Not the biggest. I don't think I would particularly use this if I was using the palette myself. A little bit on the small side. Well, I suppose it's not, but I feel like the pattern might distract me or something. I don't know. I just feel like I wouldn't use this mirror when I'm doing my makeup. And then there is a lovely little quote here. And this says, "I'm not strange, weird, off, nor crazy. My reality is just different from yours," which is a really nice quote because everyone sees the world differently. So, and then once you open this up, sorry, it's like flying everywhere. There is a little butterfly here, which is gorgeous, like attention to detail. Like Urban Decay always slay the packaging and attention to detail because they really do put a lot of effort into the packaging of their palettes, and I think it does stand to them because I'd say a lot of people bought this purely because of packaging. I know it definitely convinced me, so they know what they're doing. But that's like a little butterfly in there. I presume maybe that could be Absalom. I don't know. He turned into a butterfly in the last movie. Maybe it's him. Then there's another little quote here, just where the shadows kind of slot out. And this says, "I know who I was when I got up this morning, but I must have changed several times since then." So that's another little saying. And then you basically slide out this section. You can actually take it out completely, which is so handy because that's a bulky palette to kind of have sitting. Like, this palette is not practical in any way. It's purely like novelty. Like, the packaging isn't practical, but it's not meant to be. Like, since when is Alice in Wonderland practical? The packaging is grand. It suits it down to a T. But it is really handy that you can take that out because then you can just sit that on your desk. Like I said, you get 20 shadows, and each row downwards is suited for a character in the movie. So the first one is Alice's, and the shades for that are Looking Glass, which is like a matte pinky shade. I'm going to swatch all these in a minute. Reflection, which is a matte peachy shade. Dormouse, which is, it's pretty much matte, but it has glitter in it. So it has like, it's like a brown kind of chestnut colour and has gold glitter in it. And then Metamorphosis, which is a sort of shimmery blue colour, but it is a little bit on the matte side too. It's more sheen than shimmery. Then the next row is for the Mad Hatter, which is this one here. And in this one you get Hatter, which is just a gorgeous green shade. You get Gone Mad, which is like a deep grape purple. You get Paradox, which is a orange shade with like gold reflex in it. And then you get Cake, which is like a fuchsia pink. Then the next one is for Mirana, which is Anne Hathaway's character. She's like the White Queen. And for this you get Lily, which is like a holographic white shade. There's a few holographic ones in this. I'll actually show you kind of near the end. Then there is Duchess, which is another holographic one, and this is like an orangey, rose gold, purpley gold shade, but it like typically looks kind of peachy orangey. Then there's Kingdom, which is a like shimmery brown shade, but again has more reflex to it. And then there's Chessboard, which is like a matte kind of browny chestnut shade. So they're sort of earthy colours, more kind of natural, I presume, because she's into her nature and all that. Then the next row here is for Irasabeth, which is the Red Queen, I think. And the shades are Heads Will Roll, which is like a turquoise green colour and has gold glitter. Then there is Bandersnatch, which is like a matte dark blue sort of navy shade. The Salads and Grum, which is a gorgeous like I suppose kind of like a reddy copper shimmery shade. Then there's Royal Flush, which is just a kind of shimmery white creamy shade, very very nice. Then there is, the last row is for Time, and the first shade is Time, which is my favourite shade in the palette, purely because of pigmentation. It's a shimmery navy colour, I'll show you in a minute. Then there's Dream On, which is my least favourite shade and the one shade I was most excited about, which is really shitty, but I'll explain in a minute. And then there is, Dream On is basically like a glittery purple shade, that's it there. Then there is Chronosphere, which is like a sort of olive green brownie shade, and then there's Mirror, which is a kind of shimmery grey silver shade. Before I give you swatches, I'm going to tell you which ones I straight away don't like. And this is pigmentation wise, this isn't shade wise. Cake is one of them. Now it's not the worst, but when I first swatched it, it was horrendous. There was almost no pigmentation. Now that it's kind of worked in a bit, it's not as bad, but it would have to be built up. It's not Urban Decay quality in my opinion. Hatter is another one, again isn't the worst but isn't the best either, would have to be built up. Another one that isn't the best is Dream On, like I said, it's crap quality. Like I think it actually sort of ruins the palette because like it's actually like you're rubbing your finger into nothing. That's literally what it is. I'll show you now in a second, but I really think they would have just taken that shade out of the palette because I was very very excited to see that one because it's like a sort of almost a moon dust one. It's very glittery and shimmery at the first look, and then you swatch it and there's nothing there, which is horrible. Like I was very very disappointed with that shade. But like I said, there's 20 shades, and what I picked out maybe 3 there that were a little bit iffy. Dream On is like really bad, but the 2 other ones they're relatively okay. It's just in Urban Decay scale they're not the best, you know what I mean? Shades I love Salads and Grum, like it just screams to me. I love Time. Now I'm just gonna dip, I'm actually gonna show you, right, I'm actually just gonna barely dip my finger into this. Look, it's like an eyeshadow on crack. It's unreal. I can't wait to use it. What other ones do I love Paradox. I wore this yesterday and it's gorgeous. I'll definitely do that tutorial very very soon. I love Lily as well, just because it's very unique. It's a kind of holographic one. Or did I say holographic earlier? I meant duochrome. It has like different colours to it. What did I say? There was a few duochrome ones in this. So Lily is one of them. This is a shimmery white, but it has different shades to it. Now hopefully you can see that. It goes gold and it goes pinky and peachy, and it's fab. Like I want to put this all over my face. Then Duchess is another duochrome one, and this is, like I said, it's the peachy one, but it does have again pinky tones to it and goldy tones to it. Kingdom again is sort of duochrome, or not as much though, but it does have sort of gold shimmers to it, but not as duochrome as those other two. Those other two are absolutely fab and I can't wait to use them. So these are the Alice shades: Looking Glass, Reflection, Dormouse and Metamorphosis. So I've gone in and kind of swatched these twice just to give you an idea. You can't really see Looking Glass because it's a pale pink shade, but you can see there the pigmentation of them is really really nice, and I have wore Reflection on my eyes and it's gorgeous, blends really really nicely. I love matte Urban Decay eyeshadows anyway for blending, they're fab. So these 4 here are the Mad Hatter ones. This is Hatter, this is Gone Mad, this is Paradox, and this one is Cake. These are really really well pigmented. You can see like Cake isn't bad, it's just It's not as pigmented as kind of the other ones. I had to really work my finger into that shadow. So these shades here are Marana's shades. This is Lily. This is Duchess. This one is Kingdom, and this one is Chessboard. They're really, really nice. Don't have any complaints about any of them. They're all very, very nice. So these are Erasabeth's shades here. This is Heads Will Roll, Bandersnatch, Salads and Grum, and this one is Royal Flush. Again, literally no complaints about them. They're all unreal. This one's a little bit chalky, but nothing too much to complain about. You can see like the pigmentation of them is all pretty amazing. Like the colours are fab. Then finally these are the shades for Time. So this is Time, Dream On, which is pretty much non-existent. And then there is Chronosphere and Mirror. Like this one, I've worked my finger into that shadow now like a good bit, and there's almost no pigmentation. I can't imagine you'd get any colour payoff with a brush at all. You can see this one though, Time is divine. It's like a pigment. It's so, so nice. So that is all of the shades there. Really, really great pigmentation on all of them, except for like that one. Cake isn't even that bad now that I've kind of worked my finger into it a little bit. But yeah. So those are the swatches. As you can see, the pigmentation is actually really good on nearly all the shadows. It's just that Dream On shade that's really disappointing. That's why I would just rather if they hadn't included that, because then I'd have nothing to complain about. Like I said before, it isn't exactly a practical palette, and it also isn't really a beginner's palette. So if you can only buy one palette for the next year, don't go with this one, because it's sort of a palette you would reach for one or two shades. It's not a palette where you'll create 10 looks out of it. You'll only use maybe one or two shadows, and then you'll have to go to another palette or go to different eyeshadows to kind of help create the look and tie it together. I will say though, if you are in two minds about buying it and you're like me and you have a huge addiction to eyeshadows and all things makeup, then definitely do, because you won't be disappointed. I almost actually forgot to mention the little double-ended brush that you get with it. It's actually very, very similar to the one they have in the Vice 3 palette. So this is from the Vice 3 and this is the Alice. So they're sort of similar. They give you like one sort of crease fluffy brush and one sort of like shader brush. Quite similar. They're actually almost identical, so if you like that brush, then I actually do use this brush quite a lot. So like it's always handy to get a brush. Like I said, I have absolutely no idea what I'm going to create with these shades, but I'm going to go prime my lids and set it, and I'll have a little think. So I actually have no idea where this is going, but I'm going to go in with Reflection first, which is the matte peachy shade, and a fluffy crease brush, and I'm going to pop this into the crease. Like I said, I have used this. I used it yesterday and it blends very, very nicely into the crease. It's like Peach Smoothie from Makeup Geek. It's very, very similar. I think it's just a little bit pinkier. So now I'm going to go in with Chessboard, which is the matte brown kind of chestnut shade, and just a very little amount. I'm going to slowly build this up into the crease, and again I'm using a fluffy brush because that'll just kind of tone down the pigmentation a little bit when you apply it with a fluffier brush. So I'm just applying that into the crease and blending it up towards that Reflection shade. Again, like I said, I have absolutely no idea where I'm going with this, but we'll just go with the flow and see what happens. So I'm just building up this colour just because, like I said, there is very few mattes and transition colours in this palette. So to kind of make it work, you'll have to slowly build up the colour and darken it kind of further you get down the crease, and try not to dab it on your nose like I just did. And that way it'll kind of look like you have a sort of a lighter brown, and then the more you build it up, obviously darker it's going to get, so you're kind of creating two shades. So like I said, I'm just building this up in the crease, and then I'm going to go back in with that first brush and blend that, and you can take a little bit of Reflection to help blend out the edges if you want. Now I think I'm going to go for more like a more kind of natural, like I'm not going to go any of the mad colours, I don't think. No, I think I'm going to go with Kingdom, I think, which is the like holographic kind of brown shade from the Marana row. This all over the lid. I'm not going to put down my NYX Jumbo Pencil in Milk, even though I nearly always do, no matter what shadows I'm using, because I just like to use it, but I won't bother today. So I'm going to put that all over the lid. And this is quite like a natural brown shade, you can see. I'm just going to use my finger then just to put on a small bit just to intensify the shimmer. And now I'm going to go in with a smaller, more pointed blending brush, and I'm going to use a small bit of Dormouse. Even though there's a small bit of glitter in it, it is quite matte, so I'm going to put that into the crease a little bit just to kind of warm it up and just darken it a small bit. Because I'm going quite neutral on top half of the eyes, I might add a pop of colour on the lower lash line. I'm just mixing a bit of reflection and chessboard, and I'm going to blend because it's looking a little bit harsh at the edges. I'm normally used to layering up like 5 or 6 different browns. I'm working with like 1 brown and 1 peach shade, so, well, 2 browns I guess now. But and I'm just going to in with a tiny bit of chessboard and Dormouse mixed together, and again gonna sort of try and blend this out a little bit more. Then I'm going in with that white brush that I used at the very start and blend all that. This eye is just not working with me. So the shadow's fault is just mine, obviously. Then I'm going to put Lily onto my brow bone because it's like duochrome and it like is really cool. I don't know if you can see that. Hold on now, see if I can. You probably can't see that at all, but it's going pink and orange. God, that blending looks horrific up that close. Oh no. This is not going well. Go with it. I'll put a bit of liner on and it'll look grand. So then I'm going to take Reflection. I'm going to blend that onto the lower lash line. There's a little bit of fallout from these, and normally I would do my like eyes and then conceal and all that, but I did do a video before this on a little cream contouring and highlighting video. Hopefully you can tell the difference. That looks mad, but I swear it's not. The camera is just not being my friend today, or else my face isn't. It's one or the other. So I'm blending that, and then I'm taking Dormouse and I'm blending that underneath the lower lash line, and fallout is going everywhere. And then I was meant to go with the pop colour, so I'm not going to go too mad. I'm going to take Salazin Grum, which is the like coppery reddy colour, which is gorgeous, one of my favourite shades. And I'm going to put that very closely to the lower lash line. I actually love this shade so much. It's actually very similar to a shade that's in, yeah, the Vice palette. If you have the Vice 3, this is Sonic and then this is Salazin Grum. They're actually all, oh my god, they're identical. They're actually identical. Can you tell which one's which? I don't think so. That's so odd because I did think they looked quite similar, but they're actually identical. And Vanity and Gone Mad are quite similar too. Hold on now. This could be mad altogether. Sorry. I'm just like in the middle of the tutorial. Just gonna go mad with it. And that's the two of them. I think Gone Mad is a little bit darker. Suppose if they were in focus it would help. That's really weird, isn't it? And Broke Down and Chronosphere are quite similar too. Hold on now. They're identical as well. Are you kidding me? So I had like 3 of the shadows already. Ah yeah, sure, you'll have that. Anyways, back to the tutorial. That's just weird. So there's a few similar shades. Well, pretty much there's 3 almost identical shades in the Vice 3 if you have that. So if you're only buying it because of certain shades, you might already have them. So have a look. Sorry, there's like shadow all over my nose. So yeah, I'm gonna put, I was putting Salazin Grum on my lower lash line there, but then I remembered that looked very much like Sonic and turns out it's identical. So I'm sorry about that. And then I'm gonna pop a little bit of Duchess just with my finger onto the center of the lid. And this is literally just gonna give the most subtle highlight. And now I'm going to do winged liner off camera. So that is the liner and lashes on. And now I'm just going to take a pencil brush and I just want to darken up the crease a very, very small bit. So I'm going to take Chronosphere, which is shimmery, but I'm only going to apply a little bit. So it's like the shimmery olive brown shade. And I'm just going to pop this right onto like the outer V. Just to darken it up a small bit because it is quite like natural at the minute. And then I'm just going to go in with a blending brush. Just very, very gently blended. And then I'm going to take some of Royal Flush and put that on the inner corner. That's like a fab shimmery shade. Really, really glittery. I'm going to put it on the tip of my nose. The bridge of my nose. Ooh, I love it. You're probably like, oh Jesus. And Cupid's bow. Now you can see how glittery it is. It's actually lovely. I actually love, what shade is it? Duchess on the center lid. Because I know you can't see it that much, but the way the light is catching it is unreal. And I think we are done. So this is the finished eye look. I know the liner is a bit wonky. Don't judge me. I'm not having a good day. But I actually think that's really nice. Like, I like the pop colour. And I love, like I said, Duchess. And that shade, what was it I used? Chronosphere. That actually blended nicely into the outer V. I am quite impressed. And you can see it there. I'm not sure if you can see the colour Duchess changing. But it's very, very nice. So that is it for the video. I hope it wasn't too long. But I have to say I am very, very impressed with the palette. Do not regret buying it at all. I know that one shade, I keep mentioning it, it's just a little bit of a disappointment because I was quite excited about that shade. It's a letdown, but the rest like are pretty much perfect and I'm so happy I have it. I love the packaging. The pigmentation of them all is pretty good, as you've seen from the swatches, and I really like this look now. When I was first doing it I was like, oh my god, where are you going with this, Sheena? But I like it. I like it with the liner and lashes. Liner and lashes just make everything so much better. If you want my opinion, I say go get the palette. I love it, and like I said, it's not the most practical, but if you're like me and you just love your eyeshadows and you can never have enough, then this is a really nice one because there is quite unique shades. I mean, I have loads of neutral browns and I have loads of like ones that are like the Naked palette, and you know, there's only so many more browns and golds and bronzy shades you can have. Like, it's nice to get palettes that have a bit of colour in them, and I really, really like this one. Like I said, the packaging is gorgeous, and for €50 like you actually can't go wrong. As always, if you enjoyed this video then please give it a thumbs up. Let me know if you've tried the palette or if you're going to buy it, and what you thought of it if you did buy it. Please don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more of my videos, and I'll see you in my next video, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.